What's up, everybody? Back at it once again for another episode of this camp wagon build. As you can see here, not too great of a day here. It's been raining a lot off and on since last night actually, but I finally stopped for a little bit, so I wanted to try and be a little bit productive and get at least something done here. Do something a little short, quick, hopefully. If you remember yesterday, we got this bad boy all hooked up, sitting here very nice, but as you can see, it's kind of a little bouncy. It hasn't came forward at all. That's definitely still working. But I think what I want to do is just rearrange this a little bit. Try to get this to sit flat. So we can lay it flat down on here. Then it's definitely not going to bounce anywhere. But I also want to make sure it's still going to be able to fold down nice and flat. So I think I should be able to make it work. No more talking. Let's see what we can do here, people. All right, so as you can see here, this thing wants to lay flat. So it's definitely an issue here with, I guess, however I have my hinges placed. Because I thought it was, these hinges don't go like a full, 360 whatever fold. I think they only stop folding after about 180 degrees, and then they kind of lock into place. So I thought I was just running out of space here, but clearly these things still want to they want to fold all the way down here. So I think I just got to rearrange these hinges a little bit. Let me see what I can do. All right, everybody, now that the rain has finally stopped again, I can finally try to start making some progress on this build again. So I was able to get this thing to lay nice and flush how I wanted it. All I had to do was remove this middle hinge. For some reason it was getting caught up, but as you can see here, these lay nice and flush. Just got to drill a couple new holes, put a couple new screws in, my friends, and we should be good to go. Shouldn't say we should be, after yesterday's mishaps. You know how many mistakes we had. Don't want to jinx myself, but let's give it a go, my friends. Here we go. Oh no, it's so hard for me to do this side since I'm right-handed. What is going on? I think I'm running into a screw. All right, finally. Oh boy, okay. Fingers crossed this bad boy works. Oh yeah, my friends. What a sigh of relief. Now I can finally move on to something bigger and much better. All right, my friends, just real quick before we get moving on to the next thing, just wanted to show you how much cleaner this looks. This looks so much better now that it's able to lay flat. And I moved these eye and whatever hook and eye latches there. And look at this thing's strapped down. It's not going anywhere unless you lift up that whole bed frame, so that's awesome. I'm loving the way this turned out. This is super cool. Okay, now that I'm all excited, let's look at the next thing we want to get going and working on here, and that is going to be getting some room made here. Just move this stuff out of the way. All right, so I'm sure you guys are well aware of this infamous spare tire hatch that we built here. As you can see, it works very nice, but I thought of a super cool addition that I can add to it, and that, my friends, is these here gas struts, similar to what you would have on like the hood of your car, or actually even here on the rear hatch of my car. As you can see, the gas struts hold your hatch open. So what I'm going to do is install a pair of these bad boys on our spare tire hatch here, and hopefully it'll stay open without me having to hold it open. So that would be awesome. These things are only 15 bucks for a pair of them on Amazon, so you really can't beat it if it works, my friends. No more ado, no more talking. Let's see if we can't make something happen here. All right, now these shouldn't be too hard to install if they're anything like the hood struts on a car, but you know, after yesterday's mishaps, shouldn't assume anything. I don't want to jinx myself. So first things first, got this piece of wood up here. I'm just going to use it to try and prop this thing up momentarily. And let's see what we're going to do here. We got one hood strut. A sneak peek at our next project, my friends. What does that look like to you? Ooh, we got some carpet. All right, so let's just see. Hood strut first. Got our hardware here. So they're labeled left and right. Not exactly sure how important that is. Gonna want to mount them from underneath here though. It appears, how are they gonna send me nuts but no bolts? Am I missing them here? No, okay, apparently you're supposed to utilize the I don't know, whatever you got in your house. So let me go see what I can find. Alright, well, I don't have any big bolts that I could find, that I could use, but I did find a whole bunch of assorted washers that I should be able to pair up with just some regular screws. That should work just fine. Now, there's not really any instructions that came with these. Like I said, they're labeled left and right. I don't think it's really going to matter for me. I'm not using them necessarily how they're intended for, so I'm just going to start trying to figure this out myself here. I believe I want to mount them from underneath. Alright, I'll stop talking and just start working. Upside down. I think I'm going to put them like that instead. My drill doesn't fit under there. Finally. I'm just gonna do one side at first to see if if one will do it. This is a pain. I think this is gonna work. It almost works. I gotta figure out how to get it to swivel when it goes down. We're getting there, people. Well, my friends, gotta admit defeat again on this one today. After a long struggle, I finally got these things, you know, installed and working properly. But guess what? Another issue has occurred, my friends. I bought the complete wrong struts. These are rated at way too heavy duty, my friends. These are actually 60 now that I say it, I sound like an idiot. 67-pound struts each, meaning that it takes 67 pounds of force to close this bad boy. Oh my god. So, super good idea in theory, just terrible execution on my part. Look at this. Look at how hard it is to open and close this thing. Yeah. I gotta sit on this thing for it to actually close, and then to stay latched. Forget about it. Look at this. My frame wants to rip apart. It's so bowed. But no fear, my friends. Help is on the way. I ordered the correct struts, 18-pound struts instead of 67. So, in just a few minutes, you'll see the correct way to do this, my friends. It'll be a couple days until I get those, but thanks to movie magic, you won't have to wait that long. Stay tuned, my friends. All right, everybody, and we are back. It's a couple days later. We got some new hood struts here. Let's see if we can't make something happen today, huh? All right, let's see. First things first, need to lift. Oh, forgot to mention, look at this, guys. Couple of new additions here. Look at this. Got some hook and eyes over here, keeping this strap down when we don't want it lifted up. Just put you down for a second. Oh boy, struggling with one hand. Boy, oh boy. Okay, another addition I made here. I put these bad boys on hooks as well, so that when we lift up our hatch here, our legs are gonna fold up. And because we don't have our hood struts installed yet, we need this bad boy here to keep everything lifted up. All right, my friends, let's try to install this side. Much easier to compress. 18 pounds compared to what, 67 pounds, something like that. All right. All right, so the first thing I need to do is figure out where I'm going to place this strut here. Definitely want to have it towards like the middle. I think this looks pretty good for placing. Let me get my... Of course, I don't have a pencil. All right, my friends, that it seems to be attached on this side. I guess there's only one thing left to do, and let's see if it works. It certainly holds it open. But, okay, so now the problem is, why isn't that pivoting when I go to put it down? What is the... Okay, so I need to figure out how this pivots. Alright, so I believe the problem is I had this positioned in the front. As you can see, it was clearly in the wrong spot because when I tried to close it, it completely ripped those screws out. I think it's actually supposed to be placed back here, which would make an awful lot more sense. Let me just see what I can make happen here. Need some longer screws. All right, there's no way that one's getting ripped out. Look at that, my friends, we almost got it. I think it just needs to be adjusted a tiny bit. Could also be because I don't have all the screws attached. So let me attach the rest of the screws first. All right, my friends, I got it connected. I got it working. Now, the issue is one strut is not enough to support the weight of this bad boy. So all that means is I've got to put the second strut over here on the other side, and everything should be good to go. All right, my friends, we're making progress. Got the second strut put on over there. But guess what? Another problem has occurred. Who would have guessed it? Small problem, un poquito. The screws I was using for the top of these struts, clearly not big enough. We're gonna replace them with these bad boys, and hopefully they won't rip out again. So let's get to it. These screws are just a little bit too long to put on with the strut attached. So I'm just going to disconnect that for a second. just needs to slide back just a little. All right, once again, my friends, the moment of truth. It stays up. Now do they go down? Okay, we're super close. For some reason, this is still not pivoting all the way. This one actually looks like it wants to. I think this side is just, there's not enough distance from here to here. It needs to be just a little bit farther away for it to actually be able to pivot. Let me adjust that again. All right, so after much struggle, finally got these bad boys put on and operating properly. Before I show you, I gotta warn you, this was a really frustrating process. I don't know if I could recommend this to anybody. It was a really good idea in theory, but oh my god, was this a pain in the butt to execute. I think the biggest issue here was since there's, you know, 2 struts here, getting them to line up and operate properly and effectively. Holy cow, was that a pain. Like, I got this left one on no problem here, open and closed like a glove. This right one here, I just could not get to work properly for the life of me. The angle was all wrong, you know. The left side would close and the right side would get bound up. But, you know, look at this bad boy, my friends. This thing is operating nice and smooth now. Our struts are keeping our hatch open when we want to use it. Very easy to close. And as you can see here, my friends, I got these cool latching mechanisms. Boom, hook and eye. Boom, hook and eye, my friends. Got the legs as well. I need to recenter everything. My bed got all moved around. None of the legs match up to the floor anymore. This is wild, but I got my locking mechanism working. I got my hatch operating. Very nice, my friends. Small victories. That took way longer than I expected, so I think that's going to be it for today's video. I need to wrap things up. I need to go de-stress. It's been a long day, my friends, but we're making progress. Finally accomplished something. It seems like it's been days since we got something put together, so it's a win in my book, my friends. All right, until next time, thanks for watching, and you know, while you're waiting, get out there and build something. All right.